Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Welcome to all the newbies, the oldies. These are free collective readings. They may not resonate with everybody, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Feel free to comment and share your experiences if some of this reading resonates or all of this reading resonates. We are here to support each other, help each other grow. Okay, so what does my collective need to know? Okay. So they've all flipped in reverse. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. The Moon card in reverse. And the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. There's been a lot of underhanded behaviour. We've got Five of Wands, okay? Then we have Six of Cups. And then we have Four of Wands. Someone from family, someone from past, someone who you used to share a home with. There was a lot of underhanded behaviour and wanting to take some sort of prosperity. Okay, a lot of underhanded behaviour. Some sort of secrets have been revealed surrounding some sort of battles. This could be battles which stem from childhood or battles surrounding family, okay? Maybe even friends. Could be siblings, okay? People from your local hometown. People, some of these people who you let inside of your home at some point. They've been battling, they've been competing to take some form of prosperity. Eight of Swords, they're all going to prison. Five of Cups, they're going to lose everything. Okay, everything what they took, they're going to lose. We've got the Page of Swords. To avoid losing, okay, to avoid losing. Because they didn't want to lose this prosperity and didn't want this underhanded behaviour and this battle to be revealed. They loved the idea of surfing the web. Okay, so this is some sort of internet, and they wanted to take someone innocent down. They wanted to sacrifice. Five of Cups, because they didn't want to be left out of this prosperity. They wanted all of this prosperity to themselves, okay? They wanted all of this prosperity to themselves. They romanticised the thought, the idea, okay? Okay, and they set your name up a lot. They search your name up a lot. They're constantly always trying to check your profile. But they see you moving forward with the Six of Swords. They see you moving forward into calmer waters. Okay. They see you are protected and defended by the divine. They see that the angels are surrounding you, okay? They see that you are protected. They see that you are an archangel. So they tried to take out an archangel, Four of Swords. What they did was heartbreaking. They tried to end an archangel because they didn't want to lose. These enemies didn't want to lose, okay? They took some form of inheritance, okay? They took the fruits of somebody else's labour. And then with the Ten of Wands and the Three of Pentacles, they wanted to offload some sort of karmic debt onto an archangel. Okay? They wanted to offload some sort of karmic debts of theirs onto an archangel. So much battling, so much competing, so much conflicts, so much drama, all because they want the fruits of somebody else's labour. They love the thought of getting onto this hitman because they didn't want their acts to be illuminated. They didn't want that to be brought to the light, how toxic they really are, how devilish they really are. They've been pulling strings. They've been pulling strings. They've been working with that of a lower vibrational frequency. Now, because they knew that this was not theirs to take, this prosperity, okay? They knew it was wrong. They knew it was wrong taking the fruits of somebody else's labour. They knew it was not theirs, but they wanted people to be blind. They wanted to move forward, okay, in their own life with this prosperity and sacrifice, and then manipulate everybody surrounding. They are jealous of how you seem to always birth more ideas with the Empress card. They are jealous of how you seem to birth more ideas. They see that you are always persevering and trying to move forward, okay? We've got this King of Pentacles, a Capricorn, Virgo or Taurus, who wanted some sort of recognition. Who wanted some sort of recognition for bringing a lot of trauma and chaos into your world. But they didn't care. They didn't care. They tried to sacrifice an earth angel. And they didn't care. They didn't care because they thought that they could sacrifice an earth angel to the devil. What they did is they broke an earth angel's heart. They broke an earth angel's heart, okay? What they did was absolutely heartbreaking. 10 of Swords. The Lovers. Then we have the 9 of Cups. So this couple, along with many others, they dreamed about sacrificing an earth angel. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Just this Libra energy. They didn't want this to be out there. They didn't want some form of justice, okay? They didn't want this balance, this peace, this harmony. They wanted recognition for sacrificing an earth angel. They've been battling and competing against this earth angel throughout their full, entire life. So maybe even karmic parents are involved in this underhanded behaviour, alright? But they didn't care. So this karmic father was mad and angry, always sneaking around, always being deceptive, always spying, always stalking. A player energy. King of Cups. Wanted to block this prosperity coming to the rightful person because he wanted some sort of financial stability. Okay, we've got the Strength card, this Emperor, this Virgo or Capricorn or Aries, or Capricorn or Aries who is in Capricorn energy. They teamed up because they seen it as strength in numbers, because they all wanted some form of financial stability for themselves. There's been a lot of spying, stalking, all premeditated, okay, in cars. in cars to bring about the spirit of death. To an earth angel, heavy on the Scorpio energy. The Scorpio has persistently been getting on to a hitman and been drumming up a crowd. Maybe these big men have been banging on their chest like a drum. In this gang affiliated group, family, who sacrifice, okay, who traumatise people to death, who manipulate everybody. But you grew up with one or some of these people, okay, and they abandoned you because of your sole purpose. Because of your sole purpose, abandonment issues, okay, just wanted to bring and kick his own child to the curb. But they got caught. They got caught in the act. I'm getting this karmic father with his pregnancy test. When he found out that this maybe karmic mother was pregnant, he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. He definitely wasn't happy that he gave birth, or his partner gave birth to a fighter, a lover, an earth angel. These karmic family members, they've made a lot of bad choices. Bank failure. Their bank accounts are under investigation for taking some sort of prosperity. Okay? I'm getting this karmic father treated his own child like trash and trash talked his own child with some sort of fake friends while they was off the tits on drugs. They spoke about how they wanted to destroy their own child. Okay? How they wanted to copy their own child. Okay? And infect them with toxicity. Infect their brain, this masculine or feminine's brain, with toxicity. Infect their full world and turn them pure toxic and keep them in a toxic environment. Fake friends also involved. Their criminal enterprise is falling apart, okay? There's definitely some sort of poisoning. He thought, along with these other family members and fake friends, that they could just throw an earth angel into the trash and nobody would say anything, because I'm getting that one of these masculines abandoned their own child, okay? Treated their own child like trash throughout their full entire life. The situation's about to explode because the police are about to raid them, okay? They are surrounded by undercover investigators. They've been getting watched, it's game over, for a very long time. They've been gathering evidence. They've been getting on to a contract killing. They know they fucked up, okay? They just don't like people speaking up with this lipstick. They don't like people speaking up and using their lips, their mouth, to speak out about what they've been through, okay? So this family and these fake friends, they've been getting lippy online, already knowing the tea. I'm getting at the very depressed in their own world, and And again, they don't want to lose this prosperity. So we've got caution on the road. Getting a room. They was getting a room. They was discussing about running away because they felt really insecure, because they didn't want their manipulation, lies and controlling behaviour to be highlighted. They didn't want the world to see them for who they really was, on how they tried to sacrifice an archangel to the devil out of jealousy, out of spite, out of envy. All they've been throughout their full entire life is deceitful, a backstabber, a traitor, and not to be trusted. Because I'm getting this karmic father has always been a hater. Some way, shape or form, they got hold of some sort of prosperity and they was caught burning evidence. They don't want to hear that they're going down. And they wanted to keep it a secret. We've got outdated, expired, disused, old news, discarded. This has been going on for a very, very long time. They've been getting recorded. Every meet-up, okay? Every time they thought they was hooking on up, and there was just a few of them within the trees, okay? Within the shadows. They was being watched. Within the trees, within the shadows, they was being watched. This masculine, this feminine has grown up surrounded by nothing but hate. Backstabbers, traitors, a lover, and someone who fights to keep themselves safe, 1717, and fights for their own rights, okay? Who's fought against a group of people who tried to sacrifice them, put hits out on them, okay, multiple times, orchestrated gang stalking from a karmic father, okay, and some fake friends, orchestrated. They're going to be known around the world for what they have done. This gang, this group who sacrifice people and manipulate anybody to work with them, to bring about chaos, to bring about trauma to anyone who has a sole purpose. They will outnumber them, okay? They will try and pierce your spiritual protection. They will wear you down with these constant attacks. Yeah. And then they go in for sacrifice. And then they go in for a sacrifice. Through these persistent attacks, they created a star. They created a healer. Through these persistent attacks, they created a star. They created a healer who's going to be recognised for avoiding these hits. This is why it's going to hit the news. They've been celebrating, okay? They've been partying together. They was lacking in their own world. This lover, these lovers, was lacking in their own world. So they wanted to bring heartbreak, okay, and an ending. But it's been revealed. The Most High has been watching them every step of the way. You see how that moon card, it was in reverse? The secrets have now been revealed. Them and their friends, they're mad, they're angry, that their premeditated crimes and them sacrificing people to the devil, even with the Six of Cups, their own child, these wolves in sheep's clothing, for their own fruits of their own labour, for inheritance, for insurance, and they didn't want this to go to court. They wanted this person to be treated like an absolute fool. But they're the ones who have persistently shown that they are the fool. Because they created a star. Jealous of this masculine feminine's ideas. They've done binding spells because they want this prosperity. They've caused so much heartbreak. Always, always, always trying to surf the web to look for more assassins. Because they don't want this star to put them in prison and get this prosperity back. Okay? And they want to play victim. They want to play victim. They want to play victim. They've played victim. They've come against a powerful earth angel, a healer. And that's been illuminated. That this masculine, this feminine outranks them all spiritually. Could have actually tried to sacrifice this earth angel, okay, for their own spiritual gifts. And then because it didn't seem to work, they wanted to make out like the person who was speaking out was mentally unstable. But they're not. They're very strong. They're very prosperous. Them and their lovers are going to get locked up. Because this 10 of Pentacles is not staying in their hands. They're going to get found guilty in a court of law. They're going to get found guilty, okay? They're in possession. 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, okay? And 5 of Swords, these enemies. They're in possession. They've been very mean and very possessive since the day this masculine or feminine was born. They've roped their just as greedy, just as arrogant, and just as egotistical friends, or this masculine or feminine's friends, into this. They did fire magic. They constantly victimised this masculine or this feminine persistently, even though they knew this masculine or feminine was innocent and they didn't deserve that. They all vowed, these wolves in sheep's clothing, they all vowed to destroy an earth angel, a healer, a star. That's what they vowed. They swore on earth that they was going to do this. But while they were swearing on earth, and while they was dangerous driving, and while they was starting malicious lies, rumours and gossip, they was watching it all go down, watching this masculine or feminine walk or drive. He was always getting in their feels. They was fantasising about bringing an ending because they didn't want to see this masculine or feminine have a new beginning without them being a hater in their life. So they wanted to keep causing total drama. But whilst they was causing total drama, Undercovers was recording everything. They didn't know that. But now they know, look, investigators, now they know they fucked up. And these investigators have been watching them. And any corrupt law, okay, any corrupt law official, they have been getting watched. They are surrounded by undercovers 24/7. while they put on a jolly good show and make out like they've never done anything of the sort. All they do is copy and paste. So like plagiarism, identity theft. Hold on 1 second, I'll pretend like that. But it would have gone too dark, darling. Constantly stealing, spying, stalking, lying, backstabbing. They all vowed literally to destroy this masculine or feminine's full life, full well. Every time they build themselves up, they come in, they destroy, okay? They steal some more. They could try to start a house fire, or they have started some sort of a fire to try and get rid of evidence. They was being watched then. They've been getting watched for years. Okay, where shall I go now? Because they have been getting watched for years. So many years. Poison manipulation, venom manipulation, various toxins inflict negative effects upon target to cause total paralysis or even kill someone outright. And they vowed to do this. Character assassination, malicious and unjustified harming of a person's good reputation, because they did this to an earth angel, a good person with a good heart, but they didn't care. We've got witness intimidation, harmed or threatened. Deliberately tormenting this masculine or feminine for speaking out, for speaking the truth. Torturing and tormenting them. They're running out of people to cover their backs. They've done all the chakra attacks, all the chakra, crown chakra, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral and root. Constantly to have this masculine or this feminine burn out, tired, exhausted, and when they have done all this, that is when they go in for the sacrifice. There's an overwhelming amount of evidence on their evil acts, their evil deeds. A cousin is involved, filing false reports because of what they're working with this low vibrational energy. They need to feed a screaming entity. They will be arrested for trying to set this masculine or feminine up, because that is what they are doing. Hidden money in some sort of a warehouse, in some sort of a garage, in an abandoned home, an abandoned building, underground, in some sort of farm or some sort of land they've dug, and they've hidden money everywhere. They started a smear campaign, planned to discredit a public figure, false accusations. They're trying to set you up for unfounded crimes, but it's already come up that they will be arrested for trying to set you up. They even tried to pay this masculine or feminine's ancestors to turn against them. You could have some of these people on block, but they've been doing unblock me spells because they want to gain some sort of communication, okay, via text message or through social media, so they can attach some sort of entity onto this masculine or feminine, trying to gain access inside of a home, so they know this masculine or feminine's address. They stole a real estate. They will be dishonoured and disgraced publicly. Linking to stolen identity, okay? Stolen birth certificate, national insurance number, bank details, post, mail. People aged 30 to 35. We've got bully boys and mean girls. They are lied on earth. So much injustice exposed. This masculine is a vile old man, and that's what he is going to be exposed for, because he's involved in insurance scam. His pals, okay, are trying to stop a case from going to trial, or this masculine or feminine's pals, okay, because they've been involved in grand larceny, theft of personal property, intent to deprive owner of it permanently. Throughout their full entire life, this father figure and also these karmic fake friends, who's done nothing but trash talk, has always tried to downgrade this masculine or feminine to make them insecure, because they want you to feel insecure. They've been involved in selling indecent images or videos on the web. They hired a hitman on the dark web. This hitman was told to destroy this masculine or feminine, but they fell in love. We've got extortion, obtaining something, money through force or threats. Again, using identification, probably coming in to get some more ID. They're all turning on each other. They're all worried about being caught for their evil acts and evil deeds. They don't want people to know that they've got entity attachments, and these entities scream at them because they want feeding. They are willing to sacrifice anyone not to be exposed, but they're experiencing God's wrath. Some of these are involved in racketeering, dishonest and fraudulent business dealings, commercial profit extortion and bribery. They are linking to an underworld criminal organisation. They thought the devil was protecting them. Age 35 to 40. They think about faking their own death, or because these attempts, this poisoning and the hitman attempts didn't work, they could have actually said or declared this masculine or feminine dead, or they could be thinking about faking their own death. Lost or they have stolen. They have blood on their hands. They are losing everything for what they have done. They are involved in RICO, racketeering, influence and corrupt organisation acts. Expose the full community. We've got abuse videos uploaded to the dark web. A sister is involved, and everyone in this cult is being exposed, and they are being watched because they're all cold, calculated killers. There's a vile old woman involved. There's a niece or nephew involved. They have been working with somebody who either has a lot of tattoos or they are a tattoo artist. Okay? So they either have a lot of tattoos or they are a tattoo artist. who keep wanting to attack this masculine or feminine in dream state. Because this entity is just screaming at them. They've been spiritually bullying. Can't get it out. Spiritually bullying. Billy could be significant, right? But spiritually bullying this masculine or feminine. This story is not funny, but the way I said, spiritually bullying. But Billy could be significant. But they have been spiritually bullying. Okay. Spell work was not working fast enough, so they paid for a hit on you. Enemies are being destroyed and dismantled, and they will be charged with multiple crimes against you, or this masculine or feminine. So many people was involved in this cover-up, but they've all got blood on their hands. Because this ain't no good money. This money is now blood money. So the one who they've done it to has probably got a lot of trust issues, past trauma surrounding this abuse. They know their time is up. They fell under their own illusions that they was unstoppable. There was too many of them. They had connections in all areas. They was too strong. They was too powerful. They've been doing stop and block justice spells. And when they stand trial, they want to plead insanity for trying to force some sort of power of attorney or conservatorship over the one they've been traumatising, okay, along with his brother who's got involved in BLOOD sacrifice, human sacrificing. They was doing it all for fun. They're trying to silence you, or this masculine or feminine, and others. They're always dangerous driving on the road. They did some sort of fake court proceedings to create diversions and distractions because corrupt law was involved. And these corrupt law, they was passing guns around, okay? These corrupt law was passing guns around because even these corrupt law, they was involved because they wanted to keep it a secret, because they didn't want to be outed for their persistent fails throughout this masculine or feminine's life. They didn't want to be outed. So if this masculine or feminine would call the local police force, yeah, they'd just discard it. And then they started copy and pasting, projecting hate, projecting envy. They didn't want to have to apologise for this betrayal. They just wanted this masculine or feminine to feel really insecure surrounding some sort of sex videos. Maybe some child abuse videos, okay? What they was monetising on. Maybe some RAP videos, what they was monetising on. Some sort of sexual abuse videos, either throughout childhood or even adulthood. They could have even tried to claim some sort of compensation. They don't want to hear that this contract with the devil is now void, it's now null. This contract with the devil is now void and null. Now they tried to do some sort of MK Ultra mind control illegal experiment. So this father or mother, or both mother and father, sold their own child out for these illegal experiments. Sold their own child out, who was an archangel, to be ritualistically, satanically, ritualistically abused throughout their life. So many involved, it's going to be one long trial. We've got even twins was involved, or an old twin flame. One of the two, even twins or an old twin flame. It's going to hit worldwide news. CID, FBI, CIA or feds is onto them. Could have some sort of linkings to Freemasons. These dirty, low vibrational Freemasons, okay, who have been making false evidence and bearing false witness. And blackmailing, like we've got sexually degrading rituals. So this is what they've been doing to this masculine or feminine throughout their full life. Sexually degrading rituals. Recording them, okay. Maybe this is going to be presented at the trial. And they want to run away from what they've been doing. Because these undercover investigators, they already know the tea. They can't get rid of this evidence. And they've tried. But trying to make someone feel insecure by doing sexually degrading rituals is disgusting. Murder plot exposed. So sexually degrade this person throughout their full life, yeah, and then try and bump them off. That's disgusting. So we've got blue collar crimes, theft, drug charges, sexual charges, and physical assault. There's going to be so many crimes slammed on them, they're never going to be able to see the light of day. They've been doing voodoo, hoodoo, and root work. They've been doing metal magic. They will be arrested for attempted murder because they did this to this masculine or feminine, even as a youth, persistently making them a victim. And then as they grew older, they got pals involved, this masculine or feminine's pals, and recruited them so they can help them continue to sexually degrade, RAPE, or sexually abuse, because they was all fantasising about that. They was passionate about it. They was laughing about that. They was committed to that. That's the truth. The Most High seen everything. It was forever in their destiny for these enemies, okay, to die in prison. Because that's what they're going to do. These enemies, they're going to die in prison for playing these sick games. And then they study, okay? They watch all the time. They're in possession. And they've been uploading these to the web. They've been sneaking these sexual abuse videos, these friends, on the web. These undercover investigators have found these videos and this footage. So there's no getting away with what they've done. There is no getting away with what they've done. There's no getting away with it. They're going to get beat in prison. Look, they're very toxic, okay? Always spying. They're going to be furious in the dock when they get life in prison. They're going to be furious in the dock when they get life. They've caused a lot of drama. They've done this to somebody who's got a very high level of emotional intelligence, where they know that this is wrong. They know what they've done is wrong. It's like they was laughing, but now the Most High is laughing at them, because these friends are going to be known around the world for being disgusting, for being foul, for they even wanted this death video or what have you to be uploaded to the dark web so they could transfer money to their account. They could be trying to do this to a child. These lovers, they like to sacrifice anybody who has a soul to the devil. Wow. For generational wealth. Mammon, greed. They're going to get found guilty again. This is going to hit the news, okay? This hitman is going to get found guilty for life. A Capricorn, Virgo or Taurus. They wanted to move forward in their own life, 4 of Wands, and they wanted to buy their own home. And that's why they're going to get put in prison for life. They was lacking in their own world, so they wanted to destroy someone else's full life, happy home. They wanted to destroy an archangel. Someone who came to bring justice. Someone who came to bring balance, peace and harmony. Could be some good news surrounding these so-called players, these enemies who love to play games, who are jealous of anyone else's destiny. They are jealous of anyone else's connection to the divine. They want to block that via sacrificing them. They will even sacrifice a child while it is in the mother's womb. So they're even involved in sacrificing a child, a baby, whilst in the mother's womb. They did that to me. They murdered my little cherubie, 4747, because they think it's funny. They think it is funny. They think it's a fun game. But let's see how fun they think it is when they get arrested and put in prison for life, because there's going to be an ending for these chaos agents who like to traumatise people because they have a soul. And they like to, again, sacrifice babies while they are in the womb because they get real mad or angry, like, how dare you have a baby without my say-so, or they've got a lack of compassion, empathy and remorse. This family is sick. This family is sick. This group of friends is sick. It's like a death cult. Death to all angels. Because they worship the devil. Again, they're like wolves in sheep's clothing. They don't like messengers. And they don't like Jesus. They love gutter scutters, but they don't like Jesus. They like money. These bully girls, mean girls, yet pretend they're nice. They like money, but they don't like Jesus. These are the type of people who are never, ever, ever going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. They use entities to control people. These family members are getting raided. Someone is coming towards you with a message surrounding these people getting found guilty, and this wealth coming and getting, with the Two of Pentacles, transferred back to the rightful person. All these players, they're going to get locked up for life. And I mean for life. It was forever in their destiny to get life in prison. This gang, this cult, this murderous cult, who had some sort of bright idea of getting on to a hitman, because they had this screaming entity where they just wanted to take control. They wanted these gifts. Several different skills or gifts what these enemies wanted, and they instantly got jealous. They wanted to be seen as a star. They wanted this sole purpose for themselves. So the real person, online, they've been trying to label the real person as mentally unstable because they're in possession. Okay? They've been watching, they've been studying, they've been playing so many games. Again, these big men, they bang on their chest like drums. That's the truth. I need to tap out of this energy. They're under judgment for collaborating with child or children to lie. That's the truth. They tricked the child or children, and they are telling the child or children to keep it a secret. What they are doing to them. It's just disgusting. It is just disgusting. It is just disgusting. It is just disgusting. It's just doing my head in this reading. How people can be so disgusting and even dare to walk the streets with their head held high, acting like a big man or a big woman, doing this sick shit. We've got Archangel Michael is protecting you. Attempted murder after attempted murder, dark witches, dark warlocks. This is why this family, this group, they're all getting raided. Even this evil attorney, okay, they're getting raided. They are getting raided too. They're all going down. They've got a very strange perception of reality. But every time they get in their cars, they're getting tracked, they're getting traced, because they've got a very warped and strange perception of reality. They do a lot of weird witchery. They poison food, and then they try and burn evidence. They're a dream killer, a dream snatcher. They abduct people. They like to work at night also. They like to work at night also. Poisoning weed, drugs, dark magic practitioner, a married woman stalking, passing guns around to end this masculine or feminine's life. These rituals are backfiring. Good cops who are gathering evidence. They're about to be bankrupt, okay? They're going to get done for child endangerment. This corrupt judge, lawyer, solicitor, these corrupt police officers are going to get done for child endangerment. They're all demonically possessed, but we've got a good judge who's working with Archangel Michael, who's going to be sentencing them, okay? They want everyone else's blessings. Everyone else's blessings. because they think that they deserve everyone else's blessings. So many charges, they're never going to leave prison. I swear. So many charges, they are never ever going to leave prison. Ever. Ever. These corrupt officials losing their jobs. Look at this, not hiring. They was expecting to get away with it. Along with this community of people, along with these corrupt law officials, corrupt lawyers, judges, solicitors, attorneys, okay? They're involved in child abuse, okay? This family, they've got the message. They're all going to prison for life. They can't believe it. They're all sick as fuck. And I mean sick as fuck because they've been found for stealing this wealth, okay? But they've got high honour, good officials surrounding them, God's army, and they're never going to get away with it. They're never going to get away with it. It's going to be worldwide news. Everyone around the world is going to know these sick fuckers. Oh yeah, everyone in the world is going to know these sick fuckers. And I mean, for generations and generations to come, they're going to be known for being some sick fucks. So I'm going to try and cleanse some of that energy because it's a very dark reading. A very dark reading. But it may resonate with somebody out there. Okay? It definitely resonates with me. The truth always comes out in the end. It always does. The truth always comes out in the end. He can't even control himself, let alone anybody else. He's definitely not going to be able to control himself in the prison. He's going to be screaming. He's going to be screaming out, no. And he's going to get dragged into prison. And this is where he will die, along with his pals. Because you can't stop the truth from coming to light. Four of Swords and the Justice. This is where he will pass in prison, because he's spending the rest of his life in prison now. Which is good news. That he's going to get found guilty. Him, the rest of his family, the rest of his pals, okay? They've probably already got a prison bag packed. They've probably already got a prison bag packed. Because they cannot cope with the fact that they are surrounded by undercovers waiting to swarm them and all of their friends. Because this is coming out. This cannot be stopped. And this cannot go on. Not in this day and age. Not in this time. Okay. So I'm going to leave that there. But remember, there's a good judge who works with Archangel Michael who's going to sentence these to life in prison. Peace, love and light.